It was only a few years ago that Gautam Adani became a household name in India. A former diamond trader turned coal magnate, the Indian billionaire is now the third wealthiest individual in the world, despite not having completed college. With a net worth of $137.4 billion, Adani is now third richest in the world, behind only Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos of the United States. Here is everything we know so far. First, let's look at Gautam Adani's history. Adani first came to Mumbai in 1978 when he was just a teenager to work as a diamond sorter for Mahendra Brothers. Mukesh Adani, his older brother, bought a plastics factory in Ahmedabad in 1981 and asked him to run it. Polyvinyl chloride, PVC imports opened up a world of opportunity for Adani's business. He began bringing in raw polymers for micro and small-scale production in 1985. Adani first created his holding firm, Adani Enterprises, in 1988 under the name Adani Exports. Its initial focus was on agricultural and energy commodities. By 1991, his company had prospered under the new economy policy of open trade in metals, textiles, and agricultural goods. Adani was awarded the contract to administer the Mundra port by the government of Gujarat in 1995, after the state's government had announced the outsourcing of the port's management in 1994. He constructed the first jetty in 1995. When Adani Ports and SEZ took over operations from the previous operator, Mundra Port and Special Economic Zone, they expanded their facilities and improved their infrastructure, APSEZ. The firm has grown to become the largest private multi-port operator in the world. Regarding cargo capacity, India's Mundra Port is second only to China's Tianjin Port, and it can process almost 210 million tons of cargo annually. Moving on, more details on Adani's backstory and his career. Adani Power, the power division of the Adani Group, was established in 1996. Adani Power, the country's largest private thermal power producer, owns thermal power facilities with a combined capacity of 4620 megawatts. Adani entered the electricity generation market in 2006. Between 2009 and 2012, he bought the Australian port of Abbott Point and the Queensland coal mine of Carmichael. Adani won the US $6 billion solar bid for the Solar Energy Corporation of India, SECI, in May of 2020, making it the largest solar bid in the world at the time. Adani Green will take on the 8,000 megawatt photovoltaic power plant project, and Adani Solar will add 2,000 megawatts of solar cell and module production capacity. Adani bought a majority stake, 74%, in India's second busiest airport, after Delhi, in September 2020. Adani said during the Bloomberg India Economic Forum in November 2021 that the company would be investing $70 billion into a new green energy sector. In July of 2022, he provided additional information on how this funding will be used to construct solar, electrolyzer, to create green hydrogen, and wind turbine installations, overtaking Mukesh Ambani as Asia's wealthiest individual in February of 2022. Fortune ranked him as the world's third wealthiest individual in August 2022. Through an offshore special purpose organization, the Adani family paid Wholesome Group $10.5 billion in May 2022 to acquire Ambuja Cements and its subsidiary ACC. Following that, Adani purchasing stock. AMG Media Networks Limited, AMNL, a subsidiary of the Adani Group, made the announcement in August 2022 that it will acquire RRPR Holding, the owner of 29.18% of the national news channel NDTV, and that it will also launch an open offer to purchase an additional 26% of the channel's ownership. According to a statement that NDTV distributed, Adani purchased his stake in the company through a third party without consulting the company's founders, who were a former journalist named Radhika Roy and her economist husband named Pranoy Roy. This offer has also raised worries about the lack of editorial independence in India because Adani is thought to have deep ties with the Bharatiya Janata Party, which Prime Minister Narendra Modi leads. Next, we look at how Adani earned his money. India business magnate Gautam Shantilal Adani was born on June 24, 1962. Currently, he serves as chairman and founder of Adani Group, an Indian port-focused global company headquartered in Ahmedabad. Adani's wife, Priti Adani, is the driving force behind the Adani Foundation, of which he is president. On September 23, 2022, his net worth was estimated at $149.8 billion. making him the wealthiest individual in India and all of Asia. Forbes' real-time billionaire index also has him in the second position, behind Elon Musk, while the Bloomberg Billionaires Index ranks him as the world's second wealthiest individual. Moving on, how did Adani earn his money? Adani, at 60 years old, has spent the past few years diversifying his coal-to-ports conglomerate into new areas, including data centers, cement, media, and alumina. This conglomerate has acquired India's largest private port and airport operator, city gas distributor, and coal miner. Environmentalists have voiced concern over the company's Carmichael mine in Australia, but in November, the company announced plans to invest $70 billion in green energy to become the world's largest renewable energy generator. Concerns over the quick rise have increased as his empire has become one of the world's greatest conglomerates, contributing significantly to the extraordinary increases in wealth. Credit sites stated in a study this month that Adani is seriously over-leveraged, since his deal-making frenzy has been supported primarily by loans. Concerns have been voiced by certain legislators and market watchers regarding the lack of analyst coverage at Adani Group companies and the lack of transparency surrounding the company's shareholder structure. Shares have increased by over 1,000% since 2020, with prices reaching 750 times profits, as the billionaire has focused on sectors that Prime Minister Narendra Modi considers critical to achieving India's long-term ambitions. Adani has been able to break into the realm of historically US-dominated tech moguls, thanks to a strategic shift toward green energy and infrastructure that has attracted investments from companies like Warburg Pincus and Total Energies SE. His rise has been accelerated by the coal industry's recent upswing. Following that, more details on Adani's wealth. Just in the year 2022, Adani raised his wealth by $60.9 billion, which is 5 times more than the wealth of the person who comes in second place. After surpassing Ambani as Asia's wealthiest person in February, becoming the world's 4th richest person in April, and surpassing Bill Gates as the world's 5th richest person in the previous month, he is now the richest person in the world. Ambani was the previous holder of the title of Asia's wealthiest person. One reason why Adani became the richest businessman in the world is that many of the wealthiest Americans in the world have significantly increased the amount of money they donate to charitable causes in recent years. Bill Gates announced in July that he would be donating $20 billion to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Prior to this, Warren Buffett had already donated more than $35 billion to the organization. The giving pledge was established in 2010 by Bill Gates and his ex-wife Melinda French Gates, under which they committed to contribute the majority of their money throughout their lifetimes. As a result of donating billions of dollars to charitable causes, their position in the Bloomberg rankings of the rich has decreased. As of just this moment, Gates is in 5th place, while Buffett has fallen all the way down to 6th. But Adani isn't the only one who stepped up his charitable contributions recently. In June, on the occasion of his 60th birthday celebration, he expressed the desire to donate $7.7 billion to various charitable organizations known. Finally, Adani Foundation being sole benefactor. The Adani Group is the only recipient of charitable contributions made by the Adani Foundation, which Adani personally owns. In 1996, the company was formally established as a corporation. In addition to serving the state of Gujarat, the organization also provides services to the states of Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Odisha. In March of 2020, he donated 100 crores, which is equal to around $13 million in American currency, to the PM Cares Fund, which is the charitable arm of his company. Donations in the amount of $530,000 were given to the Chief Minister's Relief Fund in Gujarat, and donations in the amount of $130,000 were given to the Chief Minister's Relief Fund in Maharashtra. The international conglomerate Adani Group, which the Adani family manages, recently purchased 4 cryogenic tanks from ISO to carry 80 metric tons of liquid medicinal oxygen from Dammam in Saudi Arabia to Mundra in Gujarat in India. In addition, from Lynn, Saudi Arabia, the purchase of 5,000 cylinders of oxygen of a medical quality was completed. On Twitter, Adani announced that his company consistently delivers 1,500 oxygen cylinders every day to medical facilities located in the Kutch region of Gujarat. Adani was planning to make a charitable contribution of Rs 60,000 crore, about $7.7 billion, in the month of June 2022. The Adani Foundation will be in charge of Adani's money, making it one of the largest endowments to an Indian charitable foundation when it is eventually distributed. Well, that marks the end of today's video. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the section down below. Thanks for watching.